Hey everybody, I'm Coach Tom. I want to thank you guys for coming by today. This is iplaytennis.com, if you didn't know that already, which I'm assuming you might. But today we're gonna quickly go over the lines of the court. It's really important that you guys, as newer players, understand what the different lines are, what the different parts of the court are, where you're supposed to stand, how they work, all that good stuff. So let's dive into it. So let's start with the boundary lines on the back of the court, okay? This right here, and there's another one down below. Those two lines at the back of the court, that's the baseline. Those are called the baseline. Generally from the baseline, you guys are gonna be hitting more ground strokes than anything else. Okay, baseline to baseline, you guys, from here to here, it's 78 feet, okay? That court is 78 feet from baseline to baseline. So that's the baseline. We're going to talk about the service line in a minute. Just because you serve from the baseline, which you actually do, you serve from back here on the baseline, that's not the service line, okay? So the baseline at the back of the court. So the next line, you guys, let's get this stuff out of here. All right. Okay, so we're on the baseline. Now we're going to move in this line right here. That line, that's called the service line, okay? That, again, we talked a second ago about the baseline, service line. Service line is the boundary for where the serve has to land, okay? So you're on the service line here in the middle. It's actually 21 feet from here to the net, okay? So 42 feet total from service line to service line. Now, some other parts of the court we probably don't have to get too deep into. The net. Okay, it's a big thing in the middle of the court. It's called the net. It's a net. That should be pretty simple. That's the net. The line down the middle of the court right here, this is the center line. Okay, so if you've got center line, it's in the center of the court. You also have this up here and down here, which is, that's going to be called your center hash or your center hash mark or whatever. There's a couple of different ways to refer to it, but it's basically the hash mark, the center hash mark. And that just kind of gives you the idea of where you're supposed to be serving from when you're back on the baseline, okay? Because if you extend this line, when you're serving, and this is actually an important thing, a lot of people think a foot fault is when you cross past the baseline. But if you actually cross past the center line on your serve, right? So if you're lined up and your back foot is on the other side of that center line, that's actually a foot fault as well. If you don't know what a foot fault is, check out the terminology section, it'll be in there. But that center hash mark, it's an important thing. It's actually there for a reason. So coming back to the service line, we have service boxes. Service boxes right there. Okay, there's 4 of them on the court. They're separated or kind of delineated by the service line, the center line, and then this line over here, which is called the single sideline. Okay, so that line goes all the way down the side of the court. That's the outside boundary, the wide boundary when you're playing singles. Obviously there's another one over here, okay? So that is your single sideline, and that's the outer boundary of your service box. Now your service box, you guys, it's the box that the serve has to land into. We'll get into scoring and how all that stuff works in a different video, but if you're standing here and serving into this box, okay, that's the idea. The serve has to land within that area. Now it doesn't matter, you guys, if you're playing singles or doubles. You don't get that extra area over here for your serves if you're playing doubles. The serves have to land only in the service box. Okay, so speaking of doubles, we've got your doubles sideline. Okay, there's your double sideline, another one over here. That's going to be your wide boundary when you're playing doubles. Now the thing in between your doubles line and your singles line, right, this area in here, that's your doubles alley. So obviously, guys, if you're playing doubles, you got a few more people on the court, a little bit more coverage, so they widen that court up a little bit. So that's pretty much it for the lines, you guys. Let's talk quickly about deuce and add. Now that's a scoring term. Those are scoring terms that we'll get into in a different video, but it's important that you guys understand which part of the court we're talking about. Okay, so you have deuce and add. And that makes pretty clear sense, right? You divide the box, so you divide the court, right? Okay, so that's your add side over here. This is your deuce side over here. But remember that we're playing in a diagonal. So add is now over on this side, and deuce is over here. So just remember that we kind of run those diagonal, right? So add to add, deuce to deuce. And that's pretty much it, you guys. That's the basic gist of the court, the lines, the things that you need to know. There's a lot more to kind of where you need to serve from, what you're aiming for, where you should be, all those different things. And those will come in different lessons. But for now, you should at least understand the basic lines of the court. If you have questions, you guys, certainly let me know. If you have comments, put them down below. Anything you guys need, I'm your coach now, so let me know and I'll help you out. And that's it for today. I appreciate you guys coming by. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one.